Good morning! Hello, everybody. So, I started this series about 3 weeks ago, and it was, to say the least, not that pretty. So, after break, which was a week long, I started again, and I feel better. So, if you don't know what this is a more or less trying to be day in the life of a student cardiovascular sonographer, which is what I'm doing school-wise. So I decided to film some of my life so far, just being raw and real, because I've watched a lot of student sonographer videos on YouTube, and they're all just for views. They're all super aesthetic and not very realistic, and it gives a false impression of what you actually have to be in order to be in medical school in general. So I don't know how many of these I'll film. I have 7 weeks left, including this week. Today's Monday, March 15th, 2021, and that's not a very it's not a very flattering angle. I don't look pretty either, but yeah. So it's very, very yikes. So I most likely will not film inside because it's very small, very close together, very I know exactly what you're doing type thing. So and also just for privacy too, because HIPAA is the most, what's it called, broken rule. So we're not going to film inside. Just for privacy reasons. So, yes. But I will tell you what I did. So, yeah. Today is echo class. I have a lab comp this week. Surprise, surprise. Kind of forgot about that. But that's okay, because I feel pretty good about them. I do decent scanning. Sort of. Yeah. So I'm not too worried about a lab comp. That's it for now. I will see you when I get back. Okay, I probably still look like a horrible person, but anyway. Today's Tuesday. I thought I would film. I didn't want to film this morning because it was such a drag. Yesterday was rough. After I got home from class, I went home and I studied and I took my vascular test, which was rough, but I took it. And then today, Tuesdays are my long days. So I have vascular class in the morning, and then we have an hour break, and then I have cardiac lab. So this morning was not only rough just because it's such a long day, but because it is negative 17 degrees. And we're having I don't know what they call them, roll back power outages, something like planned power outages to help with, please don't hit me, the power plants. So in the morning, usually I go to lab and we just sit in lab and then we can scan right afterwards, but the power was out, so obviously we couldn't scan. So I went up to the main building, and then we did the classwork in the classroom, which kind of made more sense. And that only lasted for about maybe an hour, half an hour. And then the power came back on. So then we moved back down to the scanning lab. So then we scanned legs for the rest of the day. Well, not the rest of the day, the rest of the class time. And we learned about the perineal trunk. We're scanning behind the knee and then the distal PTV. Yeah. Posterior tibs and distal pop. That's what we're learning about. And then I had an hour break, and that was nice because I got my food. Food is always good when you're having a long day. And then for cardiac, we were measuring waveforms. So we measured all the times you do waveforms, so like short axis aortic valve level, you would do your waveform starting with your pulmonic valve, which always throws me off. But you start from your right and then you go to your left. And then, I skipped a step. You do your inflow and outflow tracks for peristernal long, short axis, not short axis. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Your inflow and outflow tracks, and then you move to your short axis and you do those. And then you move to your apicals and you do your apical 4, and you get pulse wave and continuous wave on both the mitral and tricuspid valves. So that's what I learned today, and it's just it's a lot. Like, you know, you do your E and your A, and then you do your trace bottom for continuous wave. So none of you probably understood any of that, but the few of you who do get what I'm saying. So that's what I learned today. And then after class, I got my COVID shot, second COVID shot. So we will see how I hold up. No guarantees. It'll be interesting for sure. I'll do a video explaining on what I do either before or after I post this video. Yes, I look like, I don't know. Anyway, so I just came back from lab and I did a vascular comp today, which comps are compositions. Tests. So I have to upload my images and edit them real quick. By edit, I mean rename them. So I'm going through my images, and see, what I try to do is when you're in sonography, you try to get the best picture the first time, because going through all like the same pictures is annoying and it's time consuming. So what I've done is sorry, I was looking at it, I'm like, why? Never mind. We're scanning lower extremity veins. So I'm going through my scans from today, and then I will upload, it's kind of a better one, it's more in the center. Can't show you what I'm doing, obviously, for HIPAA reasons. And sometimes you get scans of where you just laugh at yourself because it's just like, what did you do? I've had scans like that where I'm just watching it and it's just a mess. I'm just like laughing because I'm like, man, this is bad. Okay, so let's see, what do we have this week? Just my vascular test. I have a physics test tonight, and then next week I have cardiac test and a vascular written test. So it's hard. This semester is hard. This is my second semester in, and it's a doozy. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I will see you later. Hello, welcome back to a day in the life of a student sonographer. So I know I haven't like filmed a lot. I've only filmed one video, so it's been dicey. But I thought I would have you guys help me study for my next test. Michi is here. This isn't about Michi, but he been gaining weight. He a chubby boy. Anyway, he's here. He's also my study buddy. So what we're doing today, charts. We are making valve pathology charts, which is really fun. So what I've done is I've printed off the 4 topics that I will be reviewing, and I will put information on the chart, which is very useful. I didn't do it. My instructor suggested it. So I've learned I'm a very color-oriented person. So if you look at a lot of my study stuff, it's colorful. Because Michi, you can't eat that. I learn better with color. And if you look at my sectional anatomy and my regular anatomy books, very colorful. Anyway, moving on. So first off, we have mitral stenosis, which is right here. Sorry, right here. So mitral stenosis is purple. So I'm going to be highlighting it in purple. And yes, I am left-handed. First one done. So then we have mitral regurgitation, which is orange. Just right here. This kind of seems boring to you, but it might actually help me. Maybe. I don't know. There we go. And then mitral valve prolapse. Michi, where'd you put my blue? Oh, it's over here. Just kidding. Mitral valve prolapse. Just right here. Just kind of seems everywhere and everywhere. Everywhere and anywhere is what I meant to say. Anyway, okay. There we go. And then that is everything so far for the mitral valve. I haven't even hung the rest of my stuff up. That's what I was doing. So distracted. Or is it over here? And then these two go under it. I'm confused. She didn't say how she wanted it done. Because there's all these. So I'm thinking it's like this. You know, I realized the flaw in my design. We'll figure that out. Anyway, so let's just continue. Actually, do it like that. I think this is how she wanted it. Not exactly sure, but you know, it is what it is. Are you done? Okay. Just gonna do it. If you hear that buzzing, that's my heating pad. Just sitting on that chair, heating mitral stenosis up. That way I have some extra room to write. Why? Why? You're not allowed mirrors. Stop it. This is why you don't get a hormonal male bearded dragon, because they think they have to claim everything. Okay, all done. Mostly. I just gotta fill it in now. So, what are we on now? Let's go on to tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve. Second-ish main heart valve in the heart. Tricuspid Stenosis. Right up here. Now some of these are going to be the same because I didn't think too far ahead and actually laying it like this. But actually, in my papers. So, regurgitation. Don't black your beard at me. Stop it. Okay. Let's move on to aortic valve, which is pink. I associate colors with things. Aortic is pink to me. Aortic regurgitation, which is yellow. Oops. I didn't want them side by side, but whatever. Yes, my elbows crack, okay. Okay, pulmonic stenosis. You know what I'm realizing? I have green and I didn't use any green. How dumb am I? Pulmonic insufficiency is purple. Okay. Oh my lord. Okay. They're all up. So, let's start off with causes for mitral. I don't know if I should go like this or go like this. That'll be interesting. But let me show you what I've done. So here we have my chart spread out all nice, and I go through the pathology, the causes, the complications, signs, symptoms, things to look for, treatment, equations, measurements, normal values, severity chart, and then it just repeats because you know. So Michi, can you not? Can you not? Like, stop it. Stop it. So now all I have to do is fill it in, which will be fun. So let's go do that. Okay. Got my chart. Okay. Let's start off with mitral. Can't see it. Hold on. Mitral stenosis with causes. First off, there aren't any. I guess that would be signs and symptoms. I know the majority of them are rheumatic fever, so I will put rheumatic fever. Of course, my lead dies. Because who writes with pencils anymore? Maybe? Is this why I didn't have this pencil in here in the first place? Probably. Let's go with my trusty green one of the same size and type. Okay, rheumatic fever. Okay. And then signs and symptoms. Signs, that would be the dyspnea. Probably butchered that pronunciation. Fatigue, chest pain, syncope, which is a fun way of saying fainting, and dizziness. Okay, so that's signs and symptoms. Then we have the murmur, which is not here.